My name is Janet Solberg, and I'm running for re-election in the 4th Ward for City Council. My background is I do sell insurance for a living, and I was very instrumental in creating the Central Heights Neighborhood Association. The reason that got created is because we had a park out in our neighborhood that was in large disrepair. A child actually got hurt out there. The equipment was so old. So we went on a mission to try to figure out what we could do to make it a safer park. And we got the neighborhood organized, talked to the Mason City Park Board. We got them to authorize getting us some new equipment out there. I have subsequently wrote many different grants and secured about another $15,000 worth of money to place out there. So we added a shelter house and a few more pieces of equipment. And I thought, well, if I can do this for a neighborhood, perhaps I can deal with larger concerns throughout the city. So thus my reason for running for city council 4 years ago and wanting to get reelected this fall.
That park is located at the base of the water tower?
Some folks call it Hoover Park, but it is called Dustin Colby Park.
Okay. I was raised in Central Heights.
It's very, very nice. If you haven't seen it lately, there is a picture of it here on my flyer that I'm
Oh, I'm
passing out
sorry.
on the back side.
Some of your accomplishments in the last 4 years, you believe, or what?
Well, just cleaning up the neighborhood. I have worked really hard in Central Heights. We've done a lot of different neighborhood cleanups. And then we went larger scale here with the city when we were looking at the sanitation department here this past year. And now we've created the large pickup for all citizens to enjoy here in Mason City. We've developed different agreements with folks that have come to us. They see how the council is working now and performing and wanting to progress forward. And we've had numerous, whether they be past patrons or citizens, or if they grew up here, come to us and want to do development agreements within the community. In prior years, to me being on council, there were only about 13 development agreements that were produced over 15 years. And in the last 3.5 years, we've progressed with about 17 different development agreements. Some are not completed yet, they're still in the works, but we're looking forward to having more come in the future as well.
Some people in Mason City are talking about the direction in which the city is going. How would you describe the direction now?
I think we're moving in a very forward progressive motion. As I stated previously, I think people are starting to come to us because they're seeing that this is a council that will work together. We get along well together. We might not always start out with the same ideas, but the end result, we end up coming to the same conclusions. We might have to tweak things here or there, but we really enjoy working with these folks that are wanting to come to our community and expand, and or current businesses that are looking to expand.
Okay. So when you talk about the development agreements, you're talking about jobs, and most of these are for jobs, so.
That is correct.
Right.
Our biodiesel plant is now on its 3rd ownership, and they're already talking of expansions and adding more employees. The Cargill is constantly expanding and adding employees, and these are really good paying jobs. Really proud of that. And they're out in my ward, so I like that as a bonus.
Janet, the city currently contributes more than $100,000 a year to the North Iowa Corridor Economic Group. Do you feel that that's a good investment, and how do you feel as to why the city should partner with the Chamber of Commerce?
I really feel that is a good investment on our part. This is all about building relationships. We had a great movie come into play here a while back, Field of Dreams. Build it, they will come. So we're into building relationships with not only Clear Lake and Cerro Gordo County, we're building them with the EDC. These relationships are very, very positive. that to me is a small investment in what it can bring back to the community. When they see that we're all working together and we're not wanting to cut each other's throats, this is really a positive thing for us. You were talking about partnering with them. I really think that between Clear Lake and Mason City, we have great potential for growth there. Looking forward to more in the future. The Chamber of Commerce, as far as partnering with them, is there a certain aspect that you were referring to? Or because our chamber they're just so instrumental in bringing folks to the
Not
the
necessarily.
community.
I was just interested on your take on the partnership that has been formed over the past couple of years versus the feelings that the city council has had towards the chamber in previous years. And do you feel it's good to continue a partnership with them?
I think it's great to continue partnerships with everyone. Whether you're local businesses or anything of that nature. I'm on the Visit Mason City board, and the tourism has gone up so much over the past few years that I've been on that board. It's been phenomenal. Matter of fact, in 2012, we ran out of tourism brochures by August. You know, what a great problem to have. So this year we've got many more in the works. These partnerships, whether it be with Visit Mason City, the EDC, the Chamber of Commerce, everybody has something to bring to the table to Mason City. And by us all working together, it looks good. People want to come here. Give them a reason to come here. They don't want negative. I don't like negative publicity. When we're getting positive and progression and moving forward, everybody wants to come and see what we've done. The Historic Park Inn is a great jewel in the rough, so to speak. It is phenomenal. It is more than anyone ever imagined. All the naysayers out there have now come to me and said, Janet, I was wrong. It is awesome in our downtown, you know, and with the libraries, remodeling, every little thing ends up to being one big thing, one big asset for our community. And with the tour buses coming here, people driving out of their way to come here, I'm sitting at local restaurants, I'm asking folks where they're from, and when they make the trip way over here because of one thing that they've heard or read about, I mean miles and hours out of their way, that's very complimentary to us.
That's great, thank you.
What should the working relationship be like between the mayor, the council, and members of the city staff?
I think we all need to work together. We're all, the city staff, the constituents pay their salaries. They pay our salaries. We all need to work together. We are a terrific group of people right at the moment. The mayor's leadership is outstanding. I've never seen a better mayor. I came from a real small town. It's hard to accomplish things in small communities. This is a mid-sized community, and he is accomplishing so much for us here. He's having us all work together to get toward the common goal of progressing Mason City. Without that leadership, we might not be there. Not that we all don't have our own individual ideas, because we most certainly do. And we all want the same thing, to see Mason City put on the map in a very good way. And the mayor can, if we have questions, he can get us there. Otherwise, we can work with city administrators, any of the city staff. City staff is not afraid to come to us anymore with their questions and concerns. And one of the big things right now is these RPI, these rapid process improvements. The city staff is now developing ways to make their jobs easier and more efficient. This would not have happened 3 and 4 and 10 years ago. This is an opportunity that they've taken and they've run with it. And who doesn't want a more effective city staff? It gives them more time to do other things.
Do you think it's set up well now that the city manager is the person for the staff to go to and the mayor works with him? I mean, previously there's been talk about council people going behind the city manager's back and going right to these department heads or to department workers.
I really think it's important for the city manager to know what the city council people are asking of his staff. because if it's an issue that perhaps someone's worked on in the past or another council member has brought up, you're getting way too many people involved. Or if 2 or 3 of us council people are concerned about the same issue, let us all get in on it instead of separate emails out to everybody. If someone goes behind the city manager's back and tries to talk to a department head, I mean, that's not getting anybody anywhere. Maybe it would cause some hard feelings, miscommunication. If it's all channeled through the same person, we can have a lot better result in the end. City manager is doing a great job. There's a lot of trust there with the employees. The city council folks are trusting that Mr. Trout is doing his job, and the department heads are being more responsive to that positive momentum going on right now.
Let's talk about the Human Rights Commission, that decision to cut the budget that severely. What's your opinion of that?
Well, it's been researched pretty carefully over the last 4 years that I've been on council, and with the new council members coming in a couple of years ago, it also brought new light to different things. And again, we all have our own areas of expertise, the council people up there at the table. And this particular time, Mr. Kuhn ended up getting a hold of some key people down at the state and bringing forth their ideas as to what we could potentially do as far as the funding for human rights. And just the different connections that we council people have, the different staff that the mayor knows and the city administrator. Throughout all of this, we found out there was a duplication of benefits. And when there's a duplication of benefits, as a council person, the city taxpayer dollars are our number one priority. We really need to watch out for our taxpayer dollars and how they're spent. And when there's a duplication of benefits, that doesn't make any sense. We need to be progressive with our taxpayer dollars, learn how to get the most bang for the buck. And with human rights at $15,000 we funded here this year, I know they have grants and different things available to them. I know they had a little nest egg setback. I'm not quite sure how all of that works, but when we were funding them more than double of a lot of other communities our size, that was really something that we needed to look at. And I think we made a good choice, and it'll all work out in the end.
Heard anything negative so far about Des Moines' handling of things, or?
I have not heard anything negative out of Des Moines. I have never heard anybody saying, Janet, I don't have gas money to go here or there because of any issues. I have not had one phone call.
Okay.
So I can only assume that it's working so far.
So if you're re-elected, what's going to be the next 2 or 3 top priorities for you over the next 4 years?
Well, I'd like to see some of the downtown buildings filled up. I think that we'll get that with the possible expansion here development agreement with Mr. Choder coming in forth. And the parking downtown, we're looking at that. The jobs are coming. And like I said, build it, they will come. With their common ground, our council priorities have really gotten taken care of here over the last couple of years. Mr. Trout's done a fantastic job. The EDC, everyone working together. We've got it in place. We can get this done. And with great attitudes, I'm sure that we can move it forth. The good paying jobs are coming. They're coming. I'm hearing of expansions again by a couple of industries here in town, so we'll have more. We'll have more.
Anything else you want to add, Janet?
My integrity is very important to me, and I don't like negative. I really like to look at things in a positive fashion. And my 4 years on council, I have helped more citizens than any other council person, I think, ever. The citizens do not they're not intimidated by coming to me. They're very comfortable coming to me and expressing their concerns, sometimes compliments. But if they have a concern in their neighborhood, they let me know. I try to get it taken care of as fast as I possibly can. Some things we can't get taken care of, but maybe it's a matter of the ordinance or whatever that we cannot possibly get their request taken care of. Some of the concerns that were brought forth earlier on were that they wanted larger outbuildings, like garages and different things like that. Well, we passed that through, so they're able to build bigger garages. With these tax abatements that are out there, the citizens are totally excited about that. So we can add on to our house, we can add on to our garages, we can make them bigger. I mean, they are just loving that factor. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. We did some ATV ordinances for those folks that do lawn care and snow removal. I do an awful lot of volunteer work in the community. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'm not afraid of sticking my neck out there, and I'm never going to learn anything if I don't do it maybe wrong the first time. There's just nobody out there that if you do it right the first time that you absolutely learn anything. I've learned how to eat humble pie every once in a while because I think some things can be done and they just can't. The citizens don't understand why. Other citizens, I got a kick out of it. One of the first weeks I was in 4 years ago, this gentleman called me with a concern in his neighborhood, and it got taken care of within hours. And he says, I've been trying for 10 years to get this done, and you have it done in 2 days. And he was just amazed. And that's what we want to be all about. We don't want to sit here and have everything be delayed. We want to take care of their concerns. We want to be there for them. We have a great team up there on the council table. Everyone is willing to listen, and yes, we will listen. We will hear you, and we will listen to your concerns and respond in as fast as we possibly can. So I encourage anyone, if you're not getting anywhere in the city with your issues, please give your council person a call. We are there for you. We are there for you.